What is up, Algebra 1? It is Mr. Knight, and we are going to start Unit 4, Equations of Lines, and we're going to look at Level 1, which is the slope of a line. So if we think about any kind of line, it can have some kind of steepness to it. It can be flat and have no steepness. It can be very vertical and be super, super steep to the point where it's not really even a slope anymore. We'll get to that in a little bit. What is slope? Okay, in math, it is the constant rate of change between points on a line. We're going to talk about what that is very shortly here, rate of change. And it is a ratio of the rise to the run of a line known as variable m. Okay, so m is basically just our slope. And it's a ratio of the rise over run. So a ratio is basically two numbers being compared through division, so like a fraction. So it's a ratio of the rise over the run. We're going to talk about what rise over run is. We're going to talk about what rate of change is. We're going to talk about that stuff, okay? Let's use this helpful looking penguin dude to give us types of slopes, okay? This slope, if it's starting from the bottom and it's going up, 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 like in that positive direction, because we're going in the positive y direction, well then that is going to be a positive slope. Which means your slope, your m, is going to be positive. It's a positive m. Okay? But of course, we could also be going on a decline, right? We are going down, 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 down. That would be a negative slope. And you're going to see in a little bit how they're positive and negative. We're going to actually verify this stuff. So that is a negative slope. Well, now we have these two cases. So if we think about it, do I have a slope? Is there any slope at all? There is none. So the slope is neither positive or negative. So therefore, it is 0. M equals 0. Okay? So this is no slope. All right. And finally, complete vertical drop. That's not really a slope. I mean, we could think about the slopes like increasing, 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 getting really steep to the point where it's no longer even a slope anymore. There's no slope at all. We say that m is undefined. Again, we are going to talk about that in a little bit, okay? This is undefined slope. Undie-slope. Kind of like undies, right? So let's actually find the slope given graphs now, okay? Let's talk about rise or run. So rise, if we think about it, that is going up and down. Your run is going left and right. You can run from left to right. You can rise up and down. So rise is really your y values, and run is going to be your x values, okay? So if I look at, we're going to look at number 1 together. If I look at number 1, well, the slope is the change between 2 points on a line, okay? So here's one of my points, here's the other one. I'm going to see how much I need to rise and how much I need to run to get to the next point. So I'm going to rise 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So my rise is 7. And I'm going to have to go in the positive x direction, 1, 2, 3, 4, to get my run. And there is my slope right there. Okay. That's all we need to do. Okay? So we're really just seeing how much we're going up and down, and then how much we're going left and right. Okay? Again, this is the positive direction for x. This would be the negative direction. And then likewise for y, this is positive, this is negative. So if we're going down, I'm going to get negative numbers. If I'm going to the left for x, I'll get negative numbers for that. Let's keep that in mind for this one right here. Okay? So I'm going to go from this point up here, which is at negative 5, 5, to this point, which is 4, 2. Okay? So let's see how to get there. So instead of rising up, I'm going to have to go down. Negative 1, negative 2, negative 3 for my rise. And my run is going to be, well, again, I'm going in the positive x direction. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There it is. Negative 3 eighths is my slope for that graph. Okay? And that kind of makes sense if we look at this right here. So we got a positive m, so it's going from here up. For a negative m, for a negative slope, I end up going down. It's not as steep, but I am going down. Okay? Let's look at number 3 real quick. We just have a horizontal line. Again, if it's a horizontal line, this one's really easy to find. M is just equal to 0. It's done. There is no slope. Okay? And if we wanted to verify that, again, let's think about this. So my rise, am I rising at all? I'm not. There's no rise. I'm not changing that. Am I running? Well, yeah, if I start at this point, I go over 1 to the right. And, well, 0 over 1 is still just 0. No biggie. Okay? Number 4. Let's do the rise over run for that. So I'm going to start at this point. I'm going to rise. 1, 2, 3. All right, there's my rise. And my run, I'm going to, I guess I'm not going to run at all. So I guess that's 0. We have 3 divided by 0. What is 3 divided by 0? I want you to talk to a partner and actually put that in your calculator and tell me what you get. And go. All right, we're back. This is not a thing. We cannot do 3 divided by 0. That is not a number. It's not 0 either. It's just undefined. We don't know what that is. So we could put UND, undefined. Anytime you have a line that is completely vertical, it is always undefined. And that's what we said earlier, right? So we actually tried to verify this with rise over run. Couldn't do it. Couldn't do it, okay? So the other thing, too, is this rate of change between the points. This rate of change. Let's talk about that with rise over run. Well, if we think about it, the change in our y values is really our rise, right? And it actually says that right here, the vertical change. If we think about it, it took us, the change was from here to here. So the change was a change of 7 units. And then to go from here to here, well, that change was 4 units to the right. So it's how our y is changing over how our x is changing. That's really what we're doing, and we're just doing it by counting with rise over run. Okay? So for number 5 and number 6, I would like you guys to try it on your own and see what slopes you can calculate. And go. All right, we're back. So for number 5, we're going to start at this point right here. Really, it does not matter what point you start out at. Actually, for this one, let's start here. It doesn't really matter. Okay? Let's start. So to get to the next point, I had to go for my rise, -1, -2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so that's -5 for my rise. For my run, it's got to be -1, -2, -3. And again, let's think about this for a second. If I have -5 divided by -3, a negative divided by a negative is a positive. So these actually make a positive 5/3. Yes, we are not undergoing the division per se, right? We didn't actually do 5 divided by 3 and get a decimal. But since we are technically dividing them, that's what a fraction is, I can apply my sign rule and make this a positive 5/3, which is what you would get if you went up 5 and over 3 to the right. So either way, right? So if you have a negative, only your rise is negative or your run is negative. If both are negative, it turns into a positive. Let's look at number 6, okay? Let's start from here and go to here. So my rise is 1, 2. My run is 1, 2 as well. And what is 2 over 2? Well, 2 over 2 reduces to just 1. So really, you could say, that's what I was about to say, you could say that your slope is equal to 1, instead of just saying it's 2 over 2. Okay, so you can simplify this and make it simpler to look at and easier to see. Let's go ahead and flip our pages. We're on the back right here. Okay, let's look at number 7. Okay, another example. Again, it doesn't matter what point I start at. Let's start here for just argument's sake. So my rise, I got to go up 1, 2, 3. My run is going to be -1. Well, what is 3 divided by -1? That is -3. So my slope for that guy is just -3 or 3 over -1. Okay. Technically, if I started at this point, again, I could go down 3, 1, 2, 3, get -3, and I'd have to go over 1 for positive. Either way, these all equal the same thing. You're going to get a -3 regardless. Okay? What I'd like you guys to try is I would like you guys to try number 8 and 11 right now on your own. And go. All right, we're back. Let's take a look at these. Okay, my rise is 1, 2, 3, 4. My run is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there it is. I can't simplify that like I did with the 3. Look at 11. My rise is 1. My run is 1, 2, 3. There we go. It's just 1/3. I will go over this one, and then I want you guys to try number 12 on your own. That'll be the last one. Number 9, it's a horizontal line, so m equals 0. Okay. Go ahead and give number 12 a shot, and go. All right, that one probably shouldn't have taken too long. It's a vertical line, so without even doing anything, we know that this is an undefined slope. Ta-da! We're done. That concludes the lesson for today. Have a good day, and see you later.